Yo, welcome to Spectator Sporting. I'm Zach Roach along with my partner, Mr. Adi Wally. We got a big boxing show for y'all today. When we talking boxing, we got my main man Byron in the building, schooling all y'all all on this boxing thing. But before we get into this big show, make sure you go on Spectator Sporting YouTube page, subscribe, like, comment. We appreciate all the love y'all been getting in, all the hate on TikTok. And if you're in your car, go ahead and turn that Spotify on us and listen to us while you're riding. In a big-time welterweight bout, we get from San Fran the return of Devin The Dream Haney, 26 years old, 32-0 with 15 knockouts. Last fight defeated Jose Carlos Ramirez with a 12th round unanimous decision, going against the WBO Welterweight Champion from Decatur, Georgia, 24 years old, 28-0 with 22 knockouts. Mr. Brian Norman Jr. Last fight defeated, somebody said, Jin Sasaki?
Oh yeah, sipping on
Jin Sasaki. Yes. Fifth round knockout. And now will defend his belt against Devin Haney. This should be a good fight, Adi. What's your thoughts of Haney stepping back into the ring?
Yeah, he's back. Devin Haney received lots of criticism for his performances in his last fight versus Jose Carlos Ramirez. Some call it running, some call it good footwork, but movement and not getting hit is good. Okay?
Yeah, very good. Yes.
However, more offense is desired from Haney, who threw only 224 punches versus Jose Carlos Ramirez, compared to 405 punches versus Lomachenko. And in his first fight versus George Kambosos, he threw nearly 600 punches against him, okay? But it was his first fight in over a year layoff.
After the longest layoff of his career.
Longest layoff of his career. That's fair. You know what I mean? And from being knocked down a few times by Ryan Garcia.
The cheater.
Now, we can debate until Jesus come back if King Ryan destroyed Devin Haney in that fight because Osirine allegedly gives you the force of Phoenix. Or because unlike Rolly Romero and Tank Davis, Devin Haney failed to block the left hook. Ryan Garcia is a one-trick pony. Just if you about to fight Ryan Garcia, do some block the left hook drills all day, and you will probably win the fight. Okay. But whatever the cause of what happened between him and Ryan Garcia in the ring, hey, you know, most fighters, it takes them a while to bounce back from a beatdown like that. And some fighters never bounce back, okay? So I give him credit for coming back and getting the victory now. But Devin Haney, his new excessive running strategy got him the win against Jose Carlos Ramirez.
Excessive running?
Yes, you know. What? It was, hey, you know what? I'm not hating, okay?
Oh, you are hating.
I'm not. Footwork. Running, footwork, movement, hey, you know what I'm saying? Whatever you want to call it, okay? Yeah. So, it got him the win. Hey, he won the fight. I scored the fight. I had to win the fight. Clear win. All right, good job. You got the win, coming back off of a knockout and got the win. Hey, good job, okay? But Brian Norman Jr., the assassin, this guy, in his 22 knockout victories, he's stronger, bigger, and more powerful than Jose Carlos Ramirez.
Okay.
But Devin, the gingerbread man Haney.
Gingerbread man?
Says, catch me if you can.
Ooh. Okay, so I obviously think Haney's gonna do what he calls running. Brian, going into this fight, we know Haney, it's a lot of questions about Haney, even though he's undefeated, 32-0, you know, the King Ride, it happened, but it didn't happen because it didn't count as a loss. Right. What's your thoughts of him going into this fight?
Adi is the king of the I hate Devin Haney family. You will never meet a boxing podcaster who hates Devin Haney more than this gentleman to my right.
I don't hate him.
No.
Here is the thing. The thing is, King Lion, Lying, is a effing cheater. He cheated because he didn't feel that he was gifted enough to compete with Devin Haney, and he got caught cheating. And even though you know, he's a cheater, and we know that. There were repercussions in that fight. Devin Haney was rocked. He finished the fight. He took the long layoff like he was supposed to, and then stepped into a card where he fought the most competitive competition on the entire card.
Yeah.
And we agree with that.
Yeah.
And he fought a guy that was bigger. He fought a guy that was more powerful. And he put on a boxing lesson. And I believe I was one of the only people on this panel to say that Ramirez wouldn't win over 2 rounds of that fight. I was called crazy. I was called an idiot. And then I was right. So the thing about Devin Haney that a lot of you stands and a lot of you race baiters who just hate every black gifted fighter in boxing.
I'm black and I'm, you know.
No, I'm not talking about you. You just hate him.
We all black.
Same color, but he just hate him.
I don't hate him.
But there's some people that just look at Devin Haney and because he's not Mexican, they hate him. You know, I'm not trying to single anybody out, but you know who you are. But the thing is about Devin Haney has been fighting competitive fights his entire career. This is not a guy that cuts corners when it comes to being great. And although the King Lion fight was as bad as it could be, his career path after that is showing the type of champion that he is. And Devin Haney is a champion. A former undisputed champion at that.
That's fair.
And so the Ramirez fight was a boxing clinic. And the reason why I wasn't mad at the outcome of it was because he fought on a card that was kind of set up for him to lose. The biased commentary, you know, every promoter on the promotions proclaiming that he was going to lose, he shouldn't have took the fight, and then he dominated. But that's old news. We're moving forward. Okay. And we're stepping into a fight where Devin Haney, who just fought a fight at, I believe, 142, now steps to the 147-pound division, a division where initially he tried to get Crocs Ennis in the ring first. And Crocs Ennis ran. Crocs Ennis said, I don't want to fight the fight at 147, I want to fight at a catch weight at 152. Haney said no. Crocs ran up to 154, so Haney took the next best route and set up a fight with Brian Norman Jr. And Brian Norman Jr. is a legit champion, a legit opponent at 147 for Devin Haney. And Devin Haney, in the build-up for this fight, sharing his training, he looks amazing. He looks amazing for 147. And bringing that boxing ability that he has to this division where he will have fighters that will have more power, I think it's good for him to get out of that 140 quicksand because Tia Female ain't gonna fight anybody. You step into a division that doesn't have a face. And although Brian Norman Jr. is a good champion, he's young. You look at his resume, you won't recognize the name if you're a casual boxing fan, but he's a very tough knockout of the year that he scored against Sasaki. And he has on his resume that Crocs Ennis ducked the smoke with him. So that's another thing. Devin Haney steps in, you duck the smoke with him, and I want the smoke with you. So a lot of people hate Devin Haney, and I get it. You hate him because of the King Lion situation and all of that. But if you look at Devin Haney's resume and look at what he's doing as far as his career, how can you hate a man that says that he's the best and then goes into a new division and immediately tries to call out 2 champions?
I have an answer. Now look, I don't hate Devin Haney. Now check this out. Now remember Turkey Out Cheek, he was upset after the fights that was going on during that Cinco de Mayo weekend, right? Yeah. So Devin Haney, even with William Skoll and Canelo, Devin Haney versus Ramirez, he was upset talking shit about it. Now Turkey Out Cheek was talking about shrinking the ring. I disagree with that.
Yeah,
I disagree with that. And I agree with you when you say you gotta learn to cut off the ring.
Yeah, man. You gotta learn.
I mean, you in the ring with somebody. If moving and using footwork prevents you from getting hit, do it. Some people are good, like James Toney, by just standing there and just moving their head and doing all this and slipping. Everybody ain't like Floyd Mayweather. They can stand in front of you and just slip your punches. That's really hard to do. Yeah. And so in Showbiz, the adult, he was talking about no running rule and stuff like that. I disagree with all of that. Now, but the thing is, now you say, why do you, I'm not going to say hate, I'm going to say dislike. Now, I don't hate him, but yeah, dislike him. And a lot of people do dislike Devin Haney now. He did not give the rematch to Lomachenko. I think it would have been a really nice rematch. It was a very close fight, very controversial fight. And then he was Shakur Stevenson's mandatory challenger. I really wanted to see that fight. A lot of people wanted to see it, but then he moved up and didn't fight Shakur Stevenson. And then they was doing this like who ducked who, little back and forth stuff going on. And then with the teaming up with Victor Conti, the ex-con Victor Conti, to accuse Ryan Garcia of cheating and all of this. And then he sued Ryan Garcia.
As he should have.
But all this
as
stuff
he should have.
and caused dislike. This is why people don't like him.
But here's the thing. If someone cuts a corner and compromises you and compromises your path and you're a champion, should you not be compensated? Because look at what it cost him. It cost him a year of his career. Mm-hmm. It cost him a lot of opportunities. And I believe he had to move out of 140 because of that year layoff. You know, he wants to kind of, he talks about, you know, moving up and listening to his body. You know, not trying to push himself too much, but hey, as I get older and I put on more weight naturally and with my diet move up. If you cost somebody opportunities, and these are $1 million opportunities, due to you choosing to cheat, you should fucking be sued. And this is the age that we live in. You're not going to be able to do something to somebody and cause them to take less money and don't think they're going to try to do something to get reciprocated for what they lost. Like that's just the day and age we live in. Like shout out to divorce and shout out to everything else. You can get sued for the minuscule of things right now. But I get it. You hate Devin Haney. Okay, I get it. But who is King Lion fighting? Who is what champion is he beating? He loses to Rolly Romero, and right now, who is he fighting? He's saying that he's gonna go to 144 or 154.
He fought Tank Davis.
He's saying he fought Tank Davis, but what has he done for the sport of boxing? And what has he done as far as fighting champions and staying competitive?
Rolly's a champion. He's a champion.
Rolly is a champion, but they fought for a vacant belt and Rolly took it. You lose to Rolly Romero?
If you ask me if Haney's resume is better than Ryan Garcia, I'm saying Devin Haney.
Of course you are. Yeah. Of course you are. Well, I would never even ask you that because what idiot doesn't know that Devin Haney got a better resume than King Lion? King Lion is a facade that was dreamed up by Oscar De La Hoya. Watch me in my thong, Mr. Cocaine. So let's keep it a buck. You hate Devin Haney, but Devin Haney, what he does for the sport of boxing, he should be celebrated. Because who the fuck is fighting more competitive fights than him? Who?
Well, yeah. Now
you can't say Crocs. You can't say Crocs because Crocs moved up to a division and he needs a doggone tuna. And this man is going to a new division and called out 2 champions. He tried to make the fight with Crocs, and then he said, I'll take Brian Norman Jr. And shout out to Brian Norman Jr., who has nuts to face this level of competition, because he doesn't have any type of competition on his resume to the level of Devin Haney. So shout out to him for stepping up and saying, I want a piece of that guy.
And Devin Haney, Brian Norman Jr. does not need Osterine to drop you with a left hook. So block it. You didn't block it against Ryan Garcia. Block it this time.
He hates Devin Haney. I don't care.
So listen, look.
He hates Devin Haney.
I'm hearing both of y'all. I'm hearing you saying he should have blocked the left hook, which is probably true. But the reality of the situation, whatever happened with King Ryan, his team, they screwed up.
Yeah.
They let whatever.
And where is his career going right now?
Your trainers, your team are supposed to be making sure that you are clean for the fight. And whatever they did, they messed up because that was his moment. I mean, because of maybe not paying attention, or maybe he was really trying to cheat. Whatever it comes out, he lost that fight, and then Haney remained undefeated. So at the end of the day, Ryan messed it up all for himself. He blew it.
Then he lost to Rolly Romero.
Yeah, then he lost to Rolly Romero, which makes it look 10 times worse. Which makes it look 10 times worse because you talked about the ostrich, right?
Osterine.
The
Force of Phoenix.
Yeah, right.
He should have took
But did he not take it against Rolly Romero?
Rolly blocked the left hook.
I'm just saying.
He could not get the left hook off on Rolly. He blocked it.
Yeah, but so it just looks, what you're saying is 100%. I get the facts. But from a casual fan who don't watch boxing, and they be like, and they're just like, wait a minute, so he didn't have the offspring, he lost. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and you can say that.
Maybe you
can say that. You can say that.
So let's talk about the champion right here. Devin Haney is going against a 24-year-old champion, 28-0 with 22 knockouts. I mean, this is a big time fight. Byron, talk to me about Brian Norman Jr. What does he bring to this fight?
Brian Norman Jr., 28-0, 22 knockouts, 5'8", 72-inch reach. I really like Brian Norman Jr. I really do. This kid is very tough. I love how he fights on the inside. I wish that he did more with the jab and fighting behind his jab and setting up his big shots. But make no mistake about it. If you stand in front of Brian Norman Jr. and let him launch left hooks at you, it will be a very short night. I think this kid is very tough. I love the fact that he has his dad in his corner. You know, some of you race fans, y'all don't like the fact that these black fighters have their dads in their corners. But listen, I like the fact that his dad is in his corner, very competent, very tough, and I love this fight. You know, it's not a fight that I thought would come to fruition this early, but it just speaks to Devin Haney, speaks to Brian Norman Jr. I think even though, the build-up is getting a little touchy, but I think there's a lot of mutual respect here. But the kid has dynamite in his left hand. Just go to his knockout of the year performance earlier this year and see that he has dynamite in his hand. But the problem that I think I have with him is he is not close to his potential, to that pinnacle of what he's going to become. But here's the thing. Fighting Devin Haney is going to push him in the right direction. Okay. Because fighting this level of competition right now, being a champion, it's going to make him better. Whatever the outcome of this fight, he's going to be better because of it. But I think it's going to be a problem when looking at his opponents. I don't think he's fought a boxer this slick. I don't think he's fought a boxer who can master the CompuBox and outscoring him every round to this level. But I am going to be a fan. I'm a fan before this fight. I'm going to be a fan whatever the outcome of this fight. I like Brian Norman Jr. I really do. Like, this is not a fight where you have two people that, one guy you kind of hate and one. I like both of these fighters. And if you're not fluent on Brian Norman Jr., get into him, because I know you Haney haters. The Haney haters are going to pile on to Brian Norman Jr. saying that his left hook is going to drop Haney, and you're absolutely correct, because he has the ability to drop Devin Haney Jr. because his power is legit. And I think he fights on the inside very, very well. If there's one thing I don't like about his game, it's he doesn't fight behind the jab like he should. And I think in a fight where you're going to fight a boxer this slick that's going to move, he's not going to sit in front of you, you got to have a jab, you got to be able to cut off the ring, and I don't see that he can do that in his previous fights. But I'm not going to say that he can't, and I'm not going to say that he's not going to step it up a level to the competition, because he does not want to lose this fight. It's going to be a hell of a fight.
Absolutely. And I'm just curious, like Norman, who has a lot of power, and the last time Haney faced a fighter with a lot of power, it
was Ramirez. Ramirez had a lot of power, and Ramirez couldn't touch him.
He fought the Force of Phoenix.
Yeah, he fought that. Whatever it was.
He fought Ramirez, and Ramirez couldn't touch him.
Yeah, so whatever it was, he got hit. So I'm just curious, and now what y'all been telling me, he's moved up weight. So what do you think about Brian Norman Jr. going into this fight? He is the champion right now.
He's a champ. The assassin, Brian Norman Jr., is 2 years younger than Devin Haney. He's a WBO champ, and his last 3 fights ended by knockout victory. Now, after Terrence Crawford vacated that WBO belt last summer to move up and fight Israel Madrimov, Brian Norman Jr. was getting ready to fight the 32-0 Giovanni Satian, okay? And in the 8th round of that fight, Brian Norman Jr. broke Satian's nose with a vicious right uppercut, blood flowing everywhere. It was a bloodbath. And Brian Norman Jr. finished him off in the 10th round with a couple of more uppercuts, all right? And then he would go on and knock out Derek Cuevas in the 3rd round with a right hook power jab combination. And then his last fight in Japan versus sipping on gin Sasaki. Sasaki attempted a stab jab against Brian Norman Jr., and the assassin quickly countered with a left hook, was dropping, which is a knockout of the year candidate. But like Byron was alluding to, Brian Norman Jr. has a problem. None of his opposition in the past resembles anything close to Devin Haney's style of fighting, okay? But there's some good news. Sugar Shane Mosley was helping Devin Haney when he was training to fight Jose Carlos Ramirez, and he said that Devin Haney was on some Sugar Ray Leonard type shit, you know what I'm saying? But Marvelous Marvin Hagler did a very good job of coming off the ring against Sugar Ray Leonard. Sugar Ray Leonard is one of the best movers in boxing history. As far as footwork goes, and Marvin Hagler, yes, the first half of the fight, Marvin Hagler was having trouble with Sugar Ray Leonard, but in the second half, he figured it out, and it was a very controversial loss of Marvin Hagler. Marvin Hagler was complaining that Sugar Ray was running too much, and he felt like he won the fight, and he never fought again. He was really pissed off. I thought it was a draw, but
Hagler won that fight.
Yeah. Hagler did a great, and he was
My daddy said Hagler won, and he won. Damn it!
Classic fight.
That was a great fight. That was a great fight.
And that's something that Brian Norman needs to look at. If someone can come off the ring against Sugar Ray Leonard, you need to be watching that guy. You know what I'm saying? And then another guy, Artur Beterbiev, in his first fight against Dimitri Bivol. Bivol was doing a lot of moving, a lot of running around the ring. Beterbiev cutting off the ring, and he got the victory. Very close, but he got the win. Okay, and so Devin the Gingerbread Man Haney can be caught.
Yes, and he can be caught. And man, this is gonna be an exciting fight.
Gingerbread Man? Oh, this guy.
Look, catch me if you can.
Oh Lord.
Look, this is gonna be a great fight. You got two undefeated fighters right now, and Byron, I got to give you credit. Haney stepping into 147 and accepting this, taking on this challenge. Even though he's younger, I feel like it's going to be a great fight. So who wins this fight, Byron?
It's easy money. It's easy money, and you know, again, this is a shout out to Brian Norman Jr. Thank you for taking this fight. You know, because it's a lot of champions who get the belt, they want to hold on to it. They don't want to challenge themselves. They don't want to push themselves. Shout out to Brian Norman Jr. You are a real one for taking this fight, but it's levels to this shit. And Devin Haney is not going to lose to you. He's just not. And that is because he is the master of the CompuBox. And this is not going to be the fight that Brian Norman is used to having. Devin Haney is not going to sit in the pocket and trade with you. He's very in and out. Bill will allude to it. They fight safe. They fight to win. And so look for Devin Haney to have the better jab in this fight, and to fight at a distance. You know, even though Brian Norman has a slight reach advantage, if you look at these guys in their first matchup, Devin Haney actually looks bigger than Brian Norman. So I really think that Devin Haney doesn't feel that he's going to be pushed in this fight. You know, a lot of people are going to say because of the knockout of the year, because he's knocked out his past three opponents, that he's just going to knock out Devin Haney. You know, King Lion got extremely lucky. He doped up. He doped up to get extremely lucky. And you know, you guys said the same shit with the Ramirez fight, that the left hook was going to end him. You're going to say the same shit this fight, that the left hook is going to end him. But, you know, sorry to disappoint you. Devin Haney, unanimous decision. This is going to be easy work. It's not going to be hard. He's not going to be pushed in this fight. He's going to win this fight by decision. You're going to say it's running. You're going to call him the Gingerbread Man.
Yeah, call him whatever.
But you're going to call him the WBO champion at 147.
Who knew the Gingerbread Man had boxing skills?
Yeah.
Catch him if you can and lose to him too.
Man, Adi, you heard Byron, 12th round unanimous decision. Not worried about the power. Feel like this is not gonna be.
I can't wait to hear this.
Not gonna be that big of a fight. You know, easy money. Do you agree with Byron?
Well, moving, running, footwork, Tom and Jerry shit, whatever you want to call it.
Here we go.
Whatever you want to call it. It's not easy. It's not easy to maintain for 12 rounds.
No, it's not.
Okay, we saw Israel Madrimov doing the extra movement with the herky-jerky footwork and stuff like that. It looked great for the first 4 rounds, but then Virgil Ortiz cut off the ring and he ended up winning the fight. We saw Caleb Plant doing some great footwork, looking good against Canelo Alvarez, but Alvarez ended up cutting off the ring and knocking him out in the 11th round. And I noticed in the last fight versus Jose Carlos Ramirez, Devin Haney, in the second half of the fight, he began to clinch more often. And some fighters know how to get off some impactful, short-range shots before the ref comes and breaks it up. And sometimes the ref just let him fight out of it. And that would be perfect for Brian Norman Jr. That would be his time to shine. And also, Sugar Shane Mosley, who helped out Devin Haney, he was kind of critical. He wanted to see some more combinations from Haney against Ramirez. That may hurt him against Brian Norman Jr. He might get caught in the middle of a combination and get hit, okay? Now, do you guys know who finally caught the gingerbread man?
Who was that?
Y'all know who caught him? In the story, y'all remember the story? It was the Fox. And Brian Norman Jr. has to be sly like a fox, okay? And he has to be sparring with guys that like to run a lot and watch those tapes of Better BF and Marvin Hagler and go ahead and knock out Devin Haney in the 10th round.
Hey, so is he a hater? You think he just doing that because he hating?
Adi is a Devin Haney. I don't care what he says. He hates Devin Haney. He's gonna always pick against. And the reason why I'm happy that he picked Brian Norman Jr.
I love it.
Is because me and this guy on the prediction side are like going at it right now, and he's basically giving me this fight. So I want to thank him for picking Brian Norman Jr. Just like he picked Ramirez.
Oh, he said you was wrong. You was wrong.
Wait. I gotta revise it a little bit. I think Devin Haney's gonna get up from the knockdown and finish the fight. He has heart. He showed me that against Ryan Garcia. So I think he's gonna get up from a knockdown.
So you're pulling back?
No, I still think Brian Norman, the 10-8 rounds, gonna get.
So it's not a 10th round knockout.
Right.
You said that first, though.
Oh no!
You gotta stick with what you said.
You gotta flag.
You gotta stick with what you
I think he's gonna knock him down, but he's not gonna knock him out.
So he's gonna be 12 round unanimous decision.
Yeah. He's gonna. I had to think about right. Haney gets up. He does have heart. He will get up. He's gonna get up. He's gonna finish the fight.
Y'all hear him out there, right? He changed his pick from a knockout to Did Byron attempt to scare you a little bit?
It's scary.
No. I forget that I was going to initially say he's going to knock him out, but then I thought about the Ryan Garcia fight. I was like, no, he's going to finish.
Okay, I feel you.
He's going to finish the fight.
Listen, I think we're gonna have a great fight.
It is.
One thing I know it was ostrich, but hopefully, like you said, that Haney did learn to block the left hook. If he blocks the left hook and he's bringing those extreme boxing skills to this fight, I also have Haney in a 12-round decision.
He's too young, and that's all it is. And literally, the only reason why I'm picking Haney in this fight is because at 24, Brian Norman Jr., if you look at his resume and you look at Devin Haney's resume, like this dude beat Lomachenko. This dude went to Australia and won twice. Like, it's levels to it.
Would it be an upset if Brian Norman wins?
I would say
hell yeah, it'll be an upset. It'll be a big upset.
I would say
it'll be no. It will be a big upset if he wins this fight. And here's the thing: Brian Norman Jr. can win this fight. He can win this fight because he has dynamite in his left hand. He can win this fight, but I don't think he lands it against Devin Haney. I don't.
Man, we gonna see, man. Hopefully we get a spectacular fight, man. Both undefeated fighters going for the WBO belt. You've been watching Spectator Sporting. I'm Zach Roach, along my partner, Mr. Adi Wally. Shout out to Byron for schooling all y'all. Make sure y'all go on Spectator Sporting YouTube page, subscribe, like, comment. Also go on TikTok, keep running those numbers up. Instagram as well. And if you're riding in your car, go ahead and listen to it on Spotify. And in the meantime, in between time, we out. Peace.
Make some gingerbread while you're at it.
You a fucking hater. I knew it. I knew he was gonna pick Norman.